In June 1972, a woman appeared in the Cedars-Sinai hospital wearing only a white robe covered in blood. This in itself was not unusual, as people used to have accidents and came close to the nearest hospital for medical assistance. But there was one thing that made people who said this woman feel in terror. It was not exactly human. It resembled something like a dummy, but his skill and fluidity of a normal human being. His face was as flawless as a mannequin, devoid of eyebrows and full makeup. From the moment we entered the hospital until he was taken to a room to proceed with sedation, remained completely calm, expressionless and motionless. The doctor had decided to hold until authorities arrived, and she did not protest. They could not get any response, and most of the employees felt quite uncomfortable at her for more than a few seconds.
But when the staff tried to say that her, I resist with extreme force. Two employees from the bed expressionless. Then he turned his impassive eyes to the doctor and did something unusual. He smiled. As he did, the nurse screamed and realized for preening. Since in the mouth of woman had no human teeth, but a longer and sharper, very long that his mouth couldn't close without causing any injuries. The doctor stared at her for a moment before asking, "What the fuck are you?" She leaned her head on his shoulder to watch, still smiling. There was a long silence. The security personnel had been alert and could be heard running down the hall. As we turned toward the sound of footsteps, he rushed him, sinking his teeth into the anterior neck doctor, ripping his jugular and dropping to the floor. Then he leaned forward as he was and choked on his own blood and whispered, I'm God." The doctor's eyes filled with terror as he watched quietly turn around and walk toward the ward. The last thing he saw was how fasting on them, one by one, they took. The doctor who survived the incident named the expressionless. No one ever saw her again.
Creepypasta. Mistakes. Too many of them committed, but how well you managed to escape the consequence until now. You know that flash out of the corner of his eye, you know that moment in peripheral vision out of the reach of sight. And then when you turn on to, there is nothing there. That have been one of the times when you made a mistake. It was creepy feeling you are being watched, that there is something dark and sinister about who can see you. It was a warning. Things of thousands of years of strict running through your body tell you that you make a mistake. And that is inexplicable hit. That fresh out, sorry I do not remember. Those times you wake sweating, screaming and breathing like you be just run a marathon and not know why. Those are times that you almost caught.
What are they? Well, it's hard to explain. Imagine trying to explain to a blind rat. No one can really explain, you have to experience it yourself. And you don't want to experience that. I can tell that they're just one thing, food, and they can stay alive for a long time while eating. You probably heard at least one unexplained noise as you read this. Maybe it's nothing, but sometimes one of them is trying to break out to find you. But they will not, unless you make a mistake. And when you commit this leaving a piece of meat in front of your pack of hungry wolves. Sometimes they do. Yes, there have been many unsolved disappearances in every century. It is hard to know how many of those people were victims of their own kind and simply made too many mistakes. You see, when people are more concerned about making mistakes, when you are most likely to spoil everything. And that are those mistakes that can be made. If you If I told you, you make sure not commit more, and that would be a real shame. Almost caught last time.